Razor.
Radiant team pick.
Disruption is one of the very few skills in the game that keeps draining damage. If you use that on any safe lane carry MVP Phoenix has here, he can't fight back.
5 seconds remaining.
And arguably with Treant as well in the aggro. They do this if MVP choose to run a safe lane Treant. If they do not challenge this, I do not. I cannot imagine they will not do that.
Jakiro, Rubik, Naga, Nature's Prophet, you think Hunter off lane, right?
Prophet is off lane, based on the heroes the
you
players
could
playing.
potentially even put Naga mid this
They
game
can do
too.
both things.
Naga.
Oh wow, it's Lakel's on the Razor, so I think he is running it.
Praise the Lord. Okay.
What do you...
that means Slark's going to be solo, top.
Yeah, I would say just flat out 3 versus 3. Any lane MVP puts against Treant, Shadow Demon, Razor, in my book will just lose to that lane. I cannot imagine them winning that lane.
Yeah.
But there is the little Joker card in Nature's Prophet who can TP down and help out and get these kills. And we've talked about Jakiro can remove the living armor fairly easily, and maybe they can set up for a kill. But at the same time, if Prophet leaves too much, this Slark is going to be out of control, I feel. My biggest worry is that Mith Trust just run an offlane Slark into these 3 heroes, which I think is absolutely garbage, and then they safe lane a Razor to farm up against beating the Naga late game, which they will also lose with.
Right.
So we're gonna see if the teams mind game each other a little bit on the laning here, but if it's the straightforward lanes where Mith Trust runs aggressive and MVP runs safe lane, I think Mith Trust are going to be off to a way better start this game.
All right, well, let's go over the lineups right now. So for Mith Trust, we have TNK playing the Shadow Demon, which I believe he played last game as well. Lakel's, this time on the Razor, as we talked about. Boom Bell, again on the Treant Protector, which didn't go too well in the last game again. Thank you for this. I appreciate that. Abba playing the Death Prophet and KYT on the Slark. So Abba, Death Prophet, we've seen it a little bit. Hasn't worked out the greatest, I guess, but I feel like you're almost forced to be useful. God, I'm really down on Abba, I'm sorry.
You really hate that guy.
I don't hate him.
You really hate
I'm rooting for him, I really am.
Then on MVP, we've got March playing as the Tidehunter. Rubik will be handled by Ryzen. Naga Siren will be played by QO. Jakiro, again played by Heen, and Forev once again on the Prophet. Actually, 3 of their players on the same hero as they were.
If you're going to zoom in on anything, Nature's Prophet's backpack, please. I would love to see this thing.
Okay, there we go.
Look at that. He's just carrying a bunch of wood. What's the point of that?
Batch of logs.
Yeah, well,
so
never too much
QO,
wood,
as a player, is Naga Siren his type of hero?
we'll see. We'll see, Cinder. That's a great question. We'll answer that question at the end of the game, shall we? Mith Trust is gonna go into the Radiant jungle. Of course, anytime you have a disruption, it's gonna be a very possible kill coming out for them. But the tier 2 tower is where MVP is gonna be lining up, so I don't think there's gonna be a first blood attempt here.
I'm going to put down an aggressive ward to begin with here, so we'll be... I'm actually not even sure if that blocks the pull. I don't think it does, but it will give vision of it. I think it's a little far to the left. I could be wrong, though. On the board, that doesn't block? No, that doesn't block. Confirmed by Bulba, aka Fear. And they've got a rune ward, so the way they've warded is like obvious tri-lane warding.
Right.
You check the bottom rune, you put an aggressive ward to see the pull and or block it. Only see it here, which that makes sense for Mith Trust because they can challenge it. They can just go and steal the farm and split the experience. So that's okay. Invis rune level 1 here for TNK.
Oh, big plays.
That is
big plays.
Potential big play.
Big
If he clicks it.
If he clicks it, he will. He's just waiting for the
there's no vision here for MVP, so they don't know this is coming. They could be first blooding the Rubik if he goes into the jungle, but they're gonna try mid.
Yep.
I don't think they can make this count.
Well, believe Treant's coming. If you can get a leech seed off, you never know. But of course, Death Prophet, not the greatest level 1 kill potential with the Crypt Swarm and whatnot. But they're going to attempt it nonetheless, because, well, unless they just want to stand here and leech XP from their mid, but I doubt that's the case. QO being very, very defensive, but TNK is actually rethinking about it. What's that?
That means DP gets a very easy start here. Just going to get some free CS. Hasn't missed a single one. And unfortunately for her, she will be pushing a bit, but maybe Naga's going to negate that with the Riptide here. Overall, this mid lane, Both
Radiant
heroes
Force.
have great mechanisms to get the runes.
Oh,
and
telekinesis.
right? Yeah, that's respect.
Ryzen. Oh boy. Disruption. You're dead. That's first blood going the way to Mith Trust. Just wrong place at the wrong time, but hey, they ended up getting killed with the Invis runes, so it worked out for the best. But this tri-lane, V-tri-lane, I guess you can call it, very odd.
Yeah, this is going to be. I think this is going to be a really hard lane for Prophet. As like I said, no matter what heroes MVP put in this tri lane, if it's a try versus try, I just flat out choose Mith Trust to win this. And so far, so good. They got their first blood with Shadow Demon and Treant.
Oh, disruption again.
He's in a weird position here. Could actually be taking a lot of damage, but no Ice Path. Jakiro actually hasn't skilled yet.
Oh wow.
Which is a little.
What about Slark? Top lane. Slark, I was gonna say he probably. I guess he would still go pounce first, but I'm thinking Essence Shift is actually really good against Tidehunter, so expect a lot of right clicks from him. But this is one of those lanes you just don't see a huge potential. Do you? Like, do you think it's possible for, like, who would have the advantage? Obviously, the minus, what's it called? The minus damage debuff from Anchor Smash upon Slark, but
he's going to run out of mana.
Debuff that, right? Pretty sure he can debuff that. There's a race to the runes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But March is going to run out of mana here, and if KYT plays this aggressively, he's chosen to take 2 points in Essence Shift, which I think is okay, but I'm really not a big fan of maxing that. I think it's really, it delays your impact on the game so much. Sure, you can get some extra farm in your lane, you can maybe beat your opponent, but you want to max out the pounds and the Dark Pact.
Yeah, I think he leaves it at 2.
Yeah, I would think so too. We saw a game earlier in, was it in this qualifier? That was in the American qualifier, I believe, where Slark maxed Essence Shift in the lane, and it was really not useful in the game. Now March is out of mana, so it's going to be a lot easier for Slark here. As expected, gets a slight lead in the beginning because of Anchor Smash, but he's pretty far away from getting either a bottle or arcane boots. Now KYT should take the advantage. He's 16 damage more than Tide at the current moment, and every time he just gets to do an attack, he gets 3 extra damage and Tide loses 1. Actually going for Tranquils. What do you think about that?
Don't need Tranquil Singer. Love that. Oh, disruption along with the Ice Pathos. Soul Catcher to follow. Leech Seeds there. Plasma kill as well. Lots of damage. Wow. Too much damage. Speaking of only a 3-second lead, he'll be back very soon. But Jakiro's dead. That's 2 kills for Mith Trust. And again, we talk about time and time again, this lane is just not going to go well for MVP. At this point, do you think they rotate out? Like, what exactly do you do if you're MVP?
Their problem is they have no one who can go bottom lane. They can't do anything about it. So the supports need to go and accomplish something elsewhere, or they just put a support solo bottom and get him some levels while Prophet farms the jungle, and Jakiro tries to be useful top, and it actually looks like that's their plan right now. They leave Ryzen here, let him leech whatever he can. Of course, he needs to be really careful. If he gets disrupted, he is very dead. With this Jakiro top 8, Slark is going to be on more. He's actually going in on March here.
Ice Path is there, so there's the rotation we were talking about. It's not going to be enough to get the kill, but it'll force Slark back. And, well, I mean, looking at the farm, 17-1 and 16-2 is still very even overall. But obviously, Slark will take the advantage going forward unless the Jakiro stays at the top lane, which may be the case. Abba gets the haste rune. We'll transition back towards mid. Yeah, we see a rotation, so I think the supports are just, they're just going to leave Rubik down there for now.
This is really intelligent play from Mith Trust. They know that the supports from MVP have left, but Rubik is so incredibly scared because if he gets caught by anything, he knows he's dead, and he has no idea where the supports are. So Lakels is playing 1-on-0 in a 1-on-1 lane. Meanwhile, the supports are going to rotate top, and if they find any sort of initiation here, it's going to be a very easy kill with a pounce follow-up, or they go in mid and catch out the Prophet.
Oh, there's going to be a TP support for this Nature's Prophet. Of course, I think Nature's Prophet just might just
they're going to use this to their
point.
advantage. There's a ward here that they know is there. Oh, actually, here we go.
Disruption, Soul Catcher. Sprout's going to hold Abba in place. It's not going to really do too much. Soul Catcher, look at the amplified damage. So much damage. The right clicks aren't going to be enough. Another TP to follow for MVP as the chase continues, this time on TNK. There's the telekinesis. Believe that this should be enough to get the kill. The right click goes the way of Rubik. So a good turnaround for MVP. Forced a lot of TPs, but they end up getting the kill regardless. And they don't lose Naga, which is obviously the most important commodity.
Yeah, she had 7 armor. That's why she lived there. Naga Siren in a nutshell in the early game.
Didn't that get nerfed? Was it her?
No.
I mean, no, I know a lot. Like, in 6.8. Something,
Nothing about her armor.
That's the illusions, I guess.
The illusions got less damage in the newest version, and before that, the Riptide got nerfed, so it doesn't hit or work in BKB or something like that. But let's have a look at the lanes now. So the Razor is being left completely alone.
These lanes are so weird.
I think Lakels is going to be very powerful in this game on the Razor. This to me is now, when I said it in the draft that I was like, what is he countering? I wasn't sure, but it's been proving to be very useful because of the way they put their lanes.
Top lane. Have the Leech Seed along with the pounce. March very low, but of course Kraken Shell will pop and he's just going to run away.
Slark didn't try that. He had his ultimate and 3 stick charges. He could have ultied, Dark Packed it, and hit him once. I think he would have got the kill, but playing it safe.
Syndrome, that's for sure.
Not going to dive the tower and deep. At the very least, he forces March back to base, who is, by the way, going for a mech with his Tranquils. That's a very greedy build, I feel. You don't really have the mana pool for that the early game. Currently, he's losing 5 of each attribute, so yes, let's see how much int he's going to have. His mana pool right now is 338. And mech, then he's out of mana.
Do you feel like the Tranquils are more for...
Well, the Siren mid, they're trying to go on Abba. Ravage is available.
Here we go, the TPs. Back to City cancel. This should be a free kill on Abba, and they know it. Anchor smash. Oh, tree armor's there, though. Oh, my goodness. So much more powerful than you remember. March, continuing pressure. Anchor smash, range, level 4. Comes a disruption. TNK better be careful, though. He's the only one there. March is just going to chill.
Expensive. That was a really expensive kill for MVP, but I think right now they should just take whatever they can get. They use Song of the Siren, which is a 3-minute cooldown. Ravage, which is a 150-second cooldown, so... Do you think that was worth it? I'm generally an advocate of getting whatever kills you can in the early game, even if you expend...
Yeah, I mean, there's not going to be any big team fights, so Ravage on 1 is acceptable, I feel like.
This still means that Kells is almost immortal right now. When those ultimates are in cooldown, I think he can't...
Do you feel like after last game, Kells is like, just pick Razor, I'll show you how to play this hero, bro. I feel like that may be the case, as he's going to be accompanied by the Shadow Demon. Nature's probably going to go in there. So, Razor getting decent farm, 44 and 17. Like, I'm more interested to see what kind of build he goes for. Like, I would love to see Axe Refresher.
Really? We got the point booster.
Awesome.
So this is really great. Awesome. I love Axe Refresher on this hero. I think it's amazingly good.
You talk about it almost as much as your Coddle.
Not as much.
That's why I said almost as much.
I use 3/4 of my day talking about Axe Coddle, so there's only a quarter left.
The other quarter's for Fear complaining about Viper. Ryzen on the run. One more right click will do it for KYT, but here comes Tidehunter. Anchor smash. Not there, but yeah. The Ravage, of course, is down, but either way, if it ends up being a Rubik for a Death Prophet, that's still going to be worth it. Obviously, bottom lane.
Trying to put some pressure in, not going to get him, but now Heen could be in trouble. This is going to be a lot of damage stolen by the count. He's actually going to drain him completely.
Yeah, Soul Catcher. This should be like
wait until he hits him now. Oh my god, that attack damage.
And Lakel's with another kill, and look at all that damage. Putting it forth upon that tier 1 tower at bottom.
Was always the weakest tower.
Sorry, the Dire. Splitting the gold. That's surprising considering how much damage Razor had, but Treant Protector now gets his arcane boots.
This is going to be such an early egg.
You know what's weird about last game, the Treant Protector not having a huge impact? He had arcane, blink, like 16 minutes, I think.
He had an early blink, but they didn't have
the nothing the rest of the game, nothing.
Yeah, they couldn't really use it because of what they were fighting into. They, like Fear says, Treant is more of an early game aggression hero. Either you win lanes by using your Leech Seed very well, or you have some solos that can exploit Living Armor really well. And this game they actually don't. Like Death Prophet with Living Armor is kind of meh. Sure, you can keep her alive, but she isn't really the type of hero that can really just overnight. Like, here we go, there's no song available.
Rip Swarm. Kind of getting blocked by his own illusions, but here comes Nature's Prophet with a beautiful drop. Oh! So barely goes down. Another Ravage, this time on 2. They're going to pick up Boom Bell. TNK should be able to get out. Static Link, though, giving a little bit of damage to Lakelz. He's going to actually try to dive this. You cocky monkey, but not going to get away with it. We'll fall back, so it ends up being a 1-for-1. Obviously, the Naga Siren being the major kill here for Mith Trust.
Yeah. And that was perfect timing as well. Her song is available now.
Boy, that
I don't know if they timed it.
That was pro. That was So, MVP is green. And Mith Trust is red. That's what we know from the net worth chart right now. KYT, applying some pressure to this top.
He immediately
won tower.
Arrested disconnects now. I'm done, guys. My stat didn't work.
The Radiant should really do something about that.
First exorcism.
Yeah, this tower is gone. I'm keeping an eye on top right now where Slark is taking some harassment from the Naga, but nothing's really going to come up with this. I think KYT will be working on a Shadow Blade here. For me, that's in most cases the best first item on Slark. He's the only hero in the game where the Shadow Blade activates one of your other abilities to that effect.
Yeah,
I mean, so damn
#1
good
hero.
with Shadow Dance. He is probably the best Shadow Blade hero in the game.
For sure.
And he will be getting that Gust.
Oh my god, look at this stack for Tide. He's almost done with his mech. This will put him...
It's just so good. He takes no damage from these creeps. Look at it.
Oh, this... Uh-oh. Getting caught up by the Ice Pack along with the telekinesis. Not the greatest of layering, but it's not really going to matter.
Guys.
He finds the stack, dies, and then Tidehunter continues to farm. Of course, he has his mech.
Boomell's getting some really good experience from here, actually. He's getting some good experience. He's stealing it.
Agency don't share.
Or you don't steal it.
share
Never mind.
mentions.
I'm a rookie. I was actually wondering if that was the case.
But yeah, Jakiro's found by Boombell. I'm sure the supports will come to help, but this is just like the most awkward right-click battle of all time. Lakells is there to finish him off the plasma field.
That reminds me of that gank. It's a kind of famous gank where IX Mike gets surrounded by one treant in the early game with Nick's assassin and he can't get out. That was kind of that. It wasn't a treant, but it was a treant protector.
He's a little bit bigger than one
yeah,
treant,
it's kind of
sure.
it's a little more scary.
Beautiful net worth going the way of Mith Trust.
Oh wow, they have such a big lead. Now, this ancient stack, of course, is going to go the way of Tidehunter. So he gets the mech at this point, and the top tier 1 tower will be pressured now by Mith Trust. Tide's going to TP in, Ravage is available in 5 seconds, Song of the Siren is off cooldown, and perhaps Mith can make a play on that, but...
Actually, I'm wondering if Anchor Smash... Sorry, do you think Kraken Shell debuffs Static Link?
No.
You're 100% sure about that?
Nothing does. Absolutely nothing.
Because I know that... Oh, here we go. We've double TPs Lakells. There's the Song of the Siren.
It's a decent setup.
Are they going to be able to help him out, though?
They're going to save Lakel.
Disruption will come very soon.
Oh,
Ravage. Oh, it's going to hit 2, though. Lakel's very low. Disruptions on the... It's going to... He's going to go down,
Living armor? Living armor!
Oh, trying to run away. Burning! He finally goes down. Ice Path to follow. TNT extremely low as well. Gush, along with Dual Breath.
He might survive this.
Death.
There is... No, he's not.
Anchor Smash. Goodbye. Oh, Slark. Bouncing down. Marsh is the one in trouble now. Yeah, taking some right clicks.
It's a good Kraken proc there, but
very low mana.
Nice
beautiful ice path on the very narrow pathway. Alba trying to get out of the way of Slark, but not really doing a very good job at that. March, oh, nice sprout from Forev, but March looks like this is going to be a death one way or another. And this is very anticlimactic.
The Anchor Smash. He's like,
so
he's poking him with his little fish sword and dealing 0 damage.
And KYT should have his Lothars.
Yep. That is a 13-minute Shadow Blade. Pretty damn good timing. And that's not just a Shadow Blade. It's with Treads, Orb of Venom, and a Magic Stick, and the Beat. Yeah, some very good farm coming out for him this game. And this is just a different Mith Trust. We were talking about it before the series today. They have on and off games. This seems like an on game. Sure, they could have made some better decisions, but this is just so much better than game number 1.
Yeah.
And MVP... Maybe they're the predictable ones in this game. They picked 3 of the same heroes as last game. Sure, Mith picked 2 of the same as well. Actually, 3. Okay, great. But you know what? I don't have a point anyway.
No,
they actually picked
it's
3
different though because
but they ran the lanes different.
Yeah, the Razor pick is on Lakel, so it's a completely different role. Death Prophet. We've seen 1 exorcism, but I'm sure more will follow.
On Razor.
Hags on Razor. Oh, Refresher will be so sick.
These towers are just gone to level 2 exorcism at that Razor. Now Slark is going to start roaming around, getting easy single pickoffs. He can kill almost any... He can't kill the Tide. I think he can solo any other hero or force Song of the Siren if he does it completely right with the opener. But this tower is gone. I don't think they're even going to try to defend it. They're trying to trade in mid.
Tower is under attack.
No need for Exorcism at top. That should be a free tower.
They might go for 2 towers, actually.
Yeah,
there's no Ravage, no Song.
Yeah, Exorcism should be used on the tier 2, but... yeah, I think you're right. They're going to continue this. And March and company perhaps want to trade for the tier 1, but it's not the greatest of trades, of course. Slark is actually waiting for tier 1 mid, so not the whole team here for Mith Trust. We have some TP support, fortification to follow, exorcisms pop. March, Ravage is now up. He has the mechanism, of course. And exorcism was stolen by Rubik. Gonna see a double exorcism. I feel like Mith Trust is in the backup now.
Who's ghost or who's? Where? What team am I on?
I mean, I feel like that's a difficult one to steal, considering you have a very low cooldown Crypt Swarm, but hopefully he learns his lesson after this. Yeah, they're forced to back up because you can't go, it's Ravage and it's stolen.
This shouldn't actually be even available to steal. He should cast it out of vision and just use silence on the ground or something like that, so Rubik can't get it. I think he learned his lesson from that. If it's cast in the middle of the fight, it's very easy for Rubik to steal it because it's such an obvious animation. Like the way she moves her body, moves her head. When she casts that, it's very easy to see that it comes off. And since Death Prophet's cast animation is kind of long, you can easily steal it. Slark.
Oh my god!
Oh boy!
Wow, that song.
He's still gonna get out though.
Yeah, he should be able to get out. Pops. Oh, he's actually going to continue. Okay, I thought he was going to actually aggress.
Oh, nice body block.
Beautiful blocks. Ravage goes off. It's not going to hit, though. Huge waste. Doesn't have enough mana for his pounce, but it's not going to matter.
Okay, that was actually better than if he had got the kill for a Mith.
Agreed.
He forced Song and Ravage and didn't die. So I'm not sure what March was expecting there. I think even if the Ravage hits, he still escapes there.
Right.
Maybe he didn't have the mana for Shadow Blade, so maybe worth a try, but high risk, decent reward, I guess we could say. But
Looks like Death Prophet's going for a Yule's.
yeah, I love that pickup. It's so good on that hero.
You love it.
It's like the best hero in the game to get an item on.
Yep, all that move speed. Along with the Cyclone, of course. Never to be underestimated. Lakel pops his ultimate along with the static link.
He's one of the only heroes in the game that can deal significant damage while being Yu'led, because the spirit still can pull damage at the same time. So
Rubik should still have Exorcism, so whenever Death Prophets is up, it should be up for
His
Rubik.
bottom tower
5
is
seconds.
under attack. I feel sad
But
for them.
they know that Ravage is down. I feel like Myth can take this tower if they want, of course. The Aghanim, this time
he's not going to make the same mistake.
His
Easily carries
bottom
one.
tower.
there you see, still going to have it.
So if he runs out of cooldown and spell steal, does the ghost disappear, or does he have it until the end of the duration is the question?
Oh, you're going to have to ask me after this fight, Syndrin.
Okay, if he...
The fight's over. Say it again?
If Rubik's spell steal expires while the exorcism is running, does it disappear or does it...
No, it should still finish. Yeah. Tested it, but it wouldn't make, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense the other way around.
I think both things make
TP support from Tide with no Ravage. He actually could have gotten caught out pretty easily there, but they don't want to go against the other Exorcism. So they're going to play it safe. Meanwhile, Nature's Prophet pushes top a bit and is forced out. We haven't seen Roshan come to effect here. I feel like that Exorcism should have been used for that, actually. Because they have the Slark, and we saw the last game with MVP being on Dire, having the Slark with the Aegis was pretty powerful overall.
Yep.
And, I mean, the sooner you take Roshan, the easier it's going to be to get to that level 3 Roshan with the... I mean, we saw Slark with both Aegis and Cheese, which was pretty huge. There's a Sacred Relic, so Radiant's coming very shortly for Naga.
It's still going to be a late Radiance, all things considered. He's died twice, they haven't taken a single tower. He has good farm overall, but it's been delayed enough that I would say Myth can deal with this. The problem for them is going to be when Naga gets more items. If Naga gets a farm and we get into the late game, they don't have a counter. That's just going to be, it's going to be impossible to deal with, I think. If she gets 4 or 5 items, they don't have any significant illusion killing. They've got Crypt Swarm, they have got Plasma Field and a little bit of Shadow Poison and Dark Patch, but it's not enough against them. But it's kind of funny to see, right? It's like MVP has to play this game the way we were saying Myth were going to play their games today. To play on the lane, it's like 4-1 this game for the Naga.
So Lakel's gets ensnared. It's only a level 1, I believe, so he's just going to run away.
They can't touch him.
Yeah. Well, he's going for the BKB now. So
And Treant almost has the blink.
No
Same
refresher.
timing as last game. 18 minutes.
Wait, who is that?
Treant.
Oh, okay.
Boom Bell.
Beautiful.
There's a little bit of drain from Lakel.
Oh.
Zero.
What did he get? Like, he got nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It takes the first second before you drain.
Unfortunate.
That would actually be a really significant buff to Razor if it's started draining immediately. So
Right.
you immediately got the first tick.
Well,
I don't know if that would be too powerful. I think this hero is generally pretty good, but you need to see the opening for it, and then there needs to be a weakness in the enemy draft for it.
Blade Mail on
TI3
Tide.
was a really big pick, for example.
I feel like the Blade Mail on Tide's not the greatest. I mean, Exorcism, it's kind of, it's not exactly a normal AoE. It's kind of directed for the most part, you know? And especially with, when I look at that Blade Mail, I feel like it's against Razor. Razor's going for BKB, so he's not going to be affected by it at all.
The Slark can take a lot of damage, though.
Yeah, but initiate onto Tide? I don't know.
I don't agree with this choice either. I think the Blink Dagger would have been better. Just, you want to get in, you want to immediately take the fight on your terms, but then again, they could also just rely on setting up with Song every time, and then he doesn't need a Blink to get in. Maybe that's the logic. But if that
The Dire's top tower
point,
is doing
then
its best.
I
but
still
it doesn't
think there are
work.
just a lot of better choices than Blade Mail.
And never seeing the Exorcism come into play for Roshan.
Yeah, bye-bye, Stone Guy.
Dire's top tower is
Assuming
under
the
attack.
Aegis will go to Lakel's.
That's got to hurt.
I think the Slark's way better Aegis carrier. But
He's in the entire base.
it is
Dire's top
Lakel's,
tower
so
is
he'll
under attack.
he'll take it regardless, I think.
Hey guys, Mikari.
But actually, what do you think about that Aegis on
Dire's top
Razor in
tower is under
general?
attack.
He
Oh,
does.
Dire's
Does he keep
structures
Eye
are
of the Storm
fortified.
through that?
I doubt it.
He does not. Okay, then it's not that good.
The Dire's top tower is doing its
Slark
best.
is indeed
but
the
it
best pick
doesn't
up then
look
because
good.
for Death Prophet you lose.
Well, Death Prophet's like the last person you want Aegis on.
she's
You're
really
like,
not
oh,
that good on Aegis.
Boom Bell, finding March in the top lane. Actually,
Dire's top tower
more
is
coming.
under
Abba, does he have his duel? I'm not sure. Silence is up on March. Static link to follow. Blade Mail. Can they actually stop the TP? He finishes
And
boom
there
now.
comes the Yule. It's like, god damn it.
Oh,
And the tower fell. That's really a big deal because they could have healed this up to at least half health before MVP would have had another opportunity to go there with the trans.
Can we look at the Dire Courier? The Courier was not clutch at all. At all.
What is this?
That's a lock. Yeah, sure, but it's really odd.
Great camera
Nice.
control. Oh god.
So Slark gets a kill on the back end. We can blame that on us. It's all good.
On you?
On us. We're a team, Synderen. Any failings we do together forever. But yeah, the blade mail, questionable at best. But how big of a deal that's gonna end up being.
Slark's getting Orchid.
Ooh, nice.
And he, in a moment, as a matter of fact, he's very little gold for that. Will allow him to probably solo the Naga, who will else just song or use mirror image, but he will definitely be able to solo Naga. And I think that's the only reason he's building it here. Either that or he wants to try to make a clutch play against Tidehunter by just orchiding him and leaving him alone so he can't use Ravage. I'm not really seeing.
Wow, that's a pretty decent static link, giving 42 damage. But Kells gets caught out. Of course, he has Aegis, but the Eye of the Storm is going to be wasted if he goes down, so he doesn't really want to get killed yet. Stuck in the Sprout, he's going to continue on. March
really
taking
good
so much damage.
Oh, wait, what? He got killed down here by Naga.
Interesting.
What?
Well, either way, Mistress is going to run away. Tide didn't expend his Ravage, and the Exorcism ult was used. Eye of the Storm was used. Aegis did not pop those, so that's pretty important. Slark did finish his Orchid, though, before he dropped. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So another kill missed by our beautiful camera. Thanks a lot, bro. Mod notes.
He's done.
BKB now, though, on Razor, so that's going to be very helpful. Of course, keep in mind, if he pops it before the song, it could actually be pretty bad. That's one of the things you have to keep in mind with BKBs against Song of the Siren.
They can't kill him yet, though. Naga needs more items before she can kill him during that.
They don't have a ton of damage, but they do have the ensnare, so it goes through the BKB as well.
Yes, they can control him if they get the song off, but that's mainly going to be useful another 10 or 15 minutes into the game when they can actually just flat out bring him down that way. Still, this is... I'm not sure if Mith has got this, to be honest. Sure, they've got off to a good start and they have a 5k gold lead, but this Naga is going to be a really, really big problem soon. That solo kill on Slark, I think, was a really big deal. Sure, he's still got the Orchid, but it's extra golden experience for Naga that she really needed. She's got a level 11, almost 12 now, and as we know, level 11 to 12 is a huge experience amount you need for that. After that, you start getting levels. That means cheap stats for her, and she'll be a lot harder to kill and will farm faster.
Right. Of course, Abba now has his Cyclone Stick, aka Yules. They're going to continue this pressure towards bottom lane. This tier 2 is in quite a bit of trouble, but the tier 1 might be traded with Tide and Rubik waiting on the wings, as they're just going to continue to push.
Dire's middle tower is
yeah, you're right. The late game Naga just out. Who carries harder than Naga late game with like full inventory? Honestly,
it depends how the fight goes down. There are heroes that can deal with it, but very, very few.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Wants to go in, but there's no backup here. They're gonna just be trading. I'm gonna take bottom.
Slark finds the Rubik, almost blows him up, and does actually. Song a little bit late. He's gonna be forced to TP out right away. Tide
no
though.
Mana for Yules.
Tide.
He doesn't have the mana.
How did he use all
75.
Necro units, I'm guessing?
No, I think he just... Yeah, maybe he got mana burn, but he really had a very little mana off the bottom lane. He's
Man, Ava. I love Ava. Have I told you that recently?
I know. I love it. To be honest, he used all his mana on taking this bottom tier 2 with Exorcism, and then he used 75 on TPing in. He just didn't have enough.
Right.
So that's really unfortunate there. He would have loved to Yule the Tide and get them an extra kill, but at the end of the day, they got what they really wanted. They got the tier 2 bottom. They got a pick off on the Rubik. And how long is left on this Aegis?
Should be pretty
2 minutes roughly, so I'm imagining they want to try to press the issue a little bit here, but of course with Exorcism on cooldown might not be the easiest thing in the world. He's not just looking at Naga already being a pestilence.
That in the wild. Pestilence. Wow. Mid lane. Little static storm, or static link action. I'm going to combine skill names again today. I feel like Sonic Storm is my favorite though of all time.
Sonar Scream, right?
Or Sonar, wait.
Sonic Storm.
Wait, what was it?
That's all.
Sonar
You
Scream?
were saying Sonar Scream.
Oh, okay. Well, Sonic Storm
Which is not a
actually sounds better.
combination of abilities, but oh, it kind of is.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
How dare you, Synderen, questioning my terribleness.
I think that the plan here for Mith Trust is put as much pressure as possible, get the refresher on the Kells, and then end the game.
You try to use the Aegis, of course, it's up to 30 seconds. Static Link will be used to decent effect. Slark getting another kill, this time on Nature's Prophet. The Aegis is finally popped, but of course the Static Link damage is gone. And he's going to be surrounded. The Gush is going to hit, but he's just going to back up for now.
It's a nice play from Lakel's, putting some extra pressure. There was no point in holding on to it there. Slark will get away. And this is what I was mentioning during the draft, how good Slark is against Nature's Prophet. You catch him out, he's just dead. He can only get away if he has a TP and if he's very, very fast. That might not even be enough. He has the overgrowth.
A static link to full effect. Lakel's BKB, 147 extra damage, but he's just running astray, trying to kill the Rubik. Naga's Iron, picking off the tree end in the meantime. Looking for that Ravage. He's finally getting up with the BKB zone from Lakel. There's the ice path to follow. He's dead. Unbelievable. Abba has to run away. Gets ensnared though. Unfortunately, the exorcism not going to really help you too much. Dealing decent amount of damage to QO, but will not be enough. Lark, gotta be careful. The Necro 3 units are not in range though. Is he's going to actually try to go in? Very cocky play. Ryzen not going to go down as of yet. Ice Path is there. AYT on the run. Should be able to get out. Death Pact, or Shadow Dance was actually stolen by Rubik. I've never seen that before. That should be pretty interesting. Going to regen pretty fast here, so that's a good spell to steal.
That was a really clutch play by the Prophet there to Rubik alive. And every time these pushes fail for Mith, they don't just lose the fight, they lose 2 minutes of farm. And Naga is just going to get stronger and stronger.
Well, that fight was... That was a weird misplay by Lakel's. He tried to kill the Rubik with his BK... What? Was that a 10-second BKB, a 9-second BKB?
I think that was 10.
So it was 10-second BKB, and then once he figured out he wasn't going to get the kill, he tried to run away, and we're going to see Slark attempt to kill Prophet, but it ain't going to happen. He's going to be forced to TP out. But the Ravage, Titan just like followed him until the BKB was up and Ravage.
March has 31 armor. It doesn't really matter that Razor deals a lot of damage. He's going to deal symbolic damage to a Tidehunter with 31 armor and level 4 in Kraken Shell. It's a 40 damage reduction on top of the armor. He can't die right now, basically, if he just plays it right. So he's using that to zone control very well.
Well, it's still the easiest here to steal damage from the same point.
Sure, he's going to get the damage, but the question is if he can use it. Because Tide is just, as I said, zone controlling. Mith trusts very well. Same thing happened again now, perhaps. Abba with the ult.
Not much damage this time. Ryzen pops his ult. Not sure why, but he picks up his Blink Dagger. We'll be here very shortly. And Abba's Exorcism. He did learn from his mistakes, so I appreciate that. This tier 2 tower, though, just not going down as of yet. Telekinesis. The Abba taking the gush to the face. Actually popped. Here's the overgrowth on March. Of course, Ravage is not off cooldown as of yet. But there's the overgrowth. Was that stolen? It was a stolen overgrowth. Lakel is dead again. Despite having the BKB activate, Abba on the run, the radiance damage to be too much, tries to TP out, actually might be able to get away, he does, the beautiful turn on the mark, isn't able to get off his Anchor Smash in time, but TNK, you're not going to be concerned, that's 2 for 1, but still, it could have been so much worse for Mith Trust, so much worse, I should say. But Lakel's again going down with a 9-second BKB.
Slark wasn't there for the beginning of the fight, so... It makes a really big difference that he can't be the initiator. He needs to try to sneak around the side, find one of the supports and pick him off before the fight begins, because there's nothing on the Radiant side that can kill the Slark. He goes in, he uses Shadow Blade, he opens on a target, he uses the Orchid. If it looks like they're going to cast some big ultimates, he can always Shadow Dance. If he forces out the Song of the Siren, that's great. Then that song is on cooldown and maybe they can accomplish something. Roche is up again. This should be an absolute free kill for Mith. I still don't think MVP are strong enough to fight that yet. If Slark just, again, is there and goes in front. He is so farmed. He's 7-1. He's close to BKB now on top of his Shadowblade Orchid. He has a lot of weight on his shoulders here, KYT. He needs to perform, more importantly than anything else, he just needs to be there.
Yeah, well...
And now Naga with the Manta can't be soloed anymore. He missed the timing on that. He's gonna try here, I think, on QO. It's the real one. He used the Manta. That's a big deal.
Boombell.
He's gonna die now.
He has an overgrowth. Wait for it, there we go. Slark to follow. Orchid on top of him. His QO taking so much damage. He's gonna pop one way or another. Goes down to Boombell's right click, which is probably the last hero you wanted on, to be perfectly honest. But the killing spree does go his way. But I have to say, MVP Rubik, Ryzen, ridiculous spell steals again. 2 games in a row.
Got some ultimates this time around. 40 seconds on Naga, no buyback. They're at least gonna get the tier 2 this time, I think. But I'm missing a pipe right now for Mith Trust if they want to play this lineup and want to end it at this point. They need to have enough to brute force, and they're getting pushed back by this Jakiro, by the Naga Radiance.
All this is the 3rd attempted push on this tier 2. They finally get it.
Maybe they try to go high ground. They might realize there's no buyback.
Exorcism
could be big.
Is it stolen again? It is! Nope, that's silence. Just chill, bro. Okay, Shiva's now picked up by Tiger. Double ice path, beautiful disruption though to save his teammate for now. Lakel's again so very low. Just feeling his impact is very low this game overall. And they're just gonna be forced out. I feel like
split pushing. Meanwhile, there's the song.
Gonna catch? Oh, hits Lakel's. Ay. Snare to follow, I'm sure. There it is. Rubik. Nice disruption, but I don't think that's gonna save him for long. Lakel's goes down for a third time, 3 times in a row on the third push on that tier 2, which they did get finally, but I feel like they can't really push until they have Ags, to be perfectly honest. Or a refresher on Razor.
Almost dead.
Gets silenced. Is this enough damage? Oh, there's a Cyclone. I think that's the first time I've ever seen it used, but alas, it will be enough to get the kill.
If they lose the tier 2 tower here though, this game is falling apart for Mith. They're losing their lead, they're missing the timing of their lineup. And they got the kill on Naga, but again she gets comeback kills, she gets more farm than everyone else. Here we go, Slon's actually gonna go into silence.
Oh boy, he gets nice disruption though. Overgrowth follow Bluebell on the run, and Overgrowth stolen again. This Ryzen is so sick. It's the first to fall though. BKB is used for the Death Prophet, which is newly picked up. Now they're on the run. Can the Cyclone hit March is the question.
5-second cooldown.
Okay, 4 seconds. He's just going to farm the creep.
They really need to chase this down. They need to get a kill and they need to get Roche. This is theirs.
They should be able to get... Oh, they're going to go for the G0. Oh, nice 4 staff. Static Link not very long, but here comes the Slark. Finish off. Jakiro. BKB now picked up on that Slark.
Prophet will backdoor the mid 2. I don't know if he can even take this. Nope.
Oh my god. Oh, this is so this is so awful to watch. Holy god. And the Cyclone
the Cyclone, the range period.
Beautiful Cyclone.
Here come the Naga illusions. Oh, there's living armor.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're living armor wins on themselves here. Little bonus gold gonna go the way of TNK here. Actually almost dying to Radiance.
Oh god.
This play from Prophet might have just saved them the Roshan though.
Yeah, they forced him out. That's true.
Mid to defend that. This is the time when Death Prophet needs to go back to base and get mana. Get ready for the coming fight. She does not have enough mana for her ult. She has mana for the mech only. If MVP go in here, they can try to snipe it with the Song of the Siren, which is, by the way, almost level 3. Has Boots of Travel, but okay, she's going to use her wand and get the exorcism off. They will not contest this. And this one is the second Roshan, so no cheese just yet.
Couldn't be done.
Aegis will go to Slark this time.
Alright.
Probably the best Aegis character.
Yes, for sure.
The challenge for Mith now is just not letting MVP out on the map. It's essentially what they have to do here.
Oh, March.
Got so much on it!
Yeah, it's like they don't do anything to him. There's the Blade Mail pop. Oh my god, Slark is taking so much damage from the Blade Mail. Overgrowth is there. Lakel's already getting cut out again. Good Sir Boombell. He's gonna go down the ice ball. The ice path is so beautiful. TNK down, 2 dead for Mistrust. Again, Mistrust on the run, trying to steal damage from the illusion. What? It works.
Yes. Under attack.
Steal from illusions?
Oh, yes.
That's ridiculous.
Not as useful as stealing it from the main hero.
Well, true,
but it's still, sometimes it is the play you can
well, this tier 2's dead one way or another, despite having the Aegis.
Overgrowth gets stolen every single time.
Yeah.
Or maybe he had it again there still from the previous
well, that one, yeah, you're gonna have to put like living armor on somebody or something. I don't know.
I think.
Well, TP out.
Oh, Song! And, they didn't TP anyone with a stun in there, so.
I don't even think the song was needed, but
yeah, I agree.
Gets out nonetheless. Oh, big plays!
Top tower has been denied.
Kells, big plays! So he's getting closer and closer to his refresher. Should have the Perseverance now, and then the recipe to follow.
And now, for the first time in this 35-minute game, the gold is favoring the Radiant by a whopping 300. Get the Roche. Oh, never mind, they already got the Roche. So they need to go and try to go mid again, I think. Use your ultimates. Does he have the refresher? He needs... This refresher has been delayed so much by his deaths, which I think could have, to a large extent, been avoided, but maybe they get the Prophet at least. Does have buyback, however, but he will be dying here.
This Prophet just keeps getting caught out. The pounce isn't there, but the damage should be. Demonic Purge even wasted, but again, easy pick off for Mistrust, and yeah, they should transition this into a push, but Abba's caught out alone again, and Snare pops his BKB. Is he gonna be able to get out? Yes. No? Okay. He just stuck the runaway back and pop as well. Here comes Clark and the rest of the team. He's gonna cycle himself. Exorcism is there, but he goes down right away. Buyback from Nature's Prophet. BKB's galore from Mith Trust. They're going to continue pressure upon March, who has not used his Ravage. He's waiting for those BKBs to run duration. It's going to be there. 2 dead from Mith Trust, though.
Naga like, yo, out of mana, give mana, give. Fight dies and he uses his Ravage as well, but at least he disjoins the fight and makes that go.
But like you talked about, the initiation on Tide is just should never be Mith Trust's plan.
It doesn't make any sense. And the thing is, March is just abusing it to the limit. He's baiting them. He wants them to go on him all the time. He wants them to use all their abilities.
Well, look at their damage. They're all physical too, and with all his armor, it's just not a good idea.
It's really good. The Shiva's pickup was great here, and now Tranquil Boots. The 4 extra armor of that do make a little bit of a difference. Might still be the best boots choice he could actually make at this point. Can't really get into the high ground though. Song of the Siren is ready. Ravage, 90-second cooldown, which we of course missed being used.
But Heart is now on Naga, so her illusion thing pretty beastly. Nice ice path, delaying the push a little bit. Decent anti-push here with Macro Pyre and every other spell from Jakiro. Mith Trust is going to be forced back again. They're going to smoke though, so are they going to actually reinitiate? What is this smoke for?
The refresher is flying out for the kills now. I think this is the last hurrah. Either you win this fight and get something, or Naga will just...
Well, yeah, you can't underestimate. So, okay, this is the thing.
Really
so what's BKB now on Razor?
It is 7, and he can use it twice.
Okay, so if Blade Mail is popped while BKB is not on, with a double Eye of the Storm, he will get decimated.
He'll kill himself.
He will.
But that requires that either Tide is the only hero inside the range, or that he's the target with the lowest health, which
probably won't be.
I think he can play around with. But considering how Lakel has been playing all the previous fights, it might be the only target in the AoE. They just keep going on this Tide runner, and it's not working for him. Level 16, he has the refresher. I think with Lakel's start, he could have actually had the inventory he has now at 30 minutes, but they just messed up a couple of fights and delayed him so much. And that essentially resulted in Naga having so many items now. She has 2 slots left. She is 4-slotted. I don't know if they can do it anymore.
Another smoke. This time it's by MVP. So the smoke from Mith Trust ended up not being needed. I guess it was just for a getaway, but Nature's Prophet is going to continue to push that top lane and pick something up at the secret shop, it seems, which is a Scythe of Vice, which is beautiful. Was it who played the Nature's Prophet last game?
Frev as well.
Okay, so what did he go for? He went like Scythe of Vice really late, which was kind of weird. But TNK getting caught out. How did he get disrupt? He just dies.
Had it on cooldown.
Oh, he'd already used it. Okay.
Used it on a Naga illusion, I think. Here's the mid push. There's no buyback from Shadow Demon. It might not sound like too big of a deal, but it really is.
I feel like
it's absolutely huge. Getting Naga loose.
Yeah, this tier 3 tower is down already, so this should be easy pickings. But of course, big ultimates are there from Mith Trust. Soulcatcher was stolen. It's actually better be careful here. But he does have BKB. Storm tops his. Death Prophet's there. Hers is. March just hiding them so hard. Overgrowth is there. Well, damaged a little bit, but Cyclone on the Death Prophet and the Song of Siren. Not a terrible combination. They're going to be forced out. Tidehunter actually dies in this engagement. That wasn't a terrible combination.
That wasn't even a combination.
Well, same thing. QO on the run. Going to get silenced. Can he TP out?
Okay.
There, and goodbye, QO. So, very poor coordination here for MVP.
Look, okay, try to double-click the Jakiro and double-click the Rubik and see where they died respectively. What?
Yeah, that's weird.
Why were they there? They were pushing the mid racks here. They were just spread out all over the place. They got picked off by the Snark. So Mith get a couple of bonus kills. They lost their melee, the ranged barracks actually. So not even too big of a casualty there. And the Song of the Siren and Ravage, as we said, completely misused. So Mith keeping hope alive here. I would almost say they actually needed that, keep hope alive. So MVP are being gentlemen here.
The captain needed, I guess. Static link stolen, or is that plasma field? I can't even tell. It's plasma field. Okay. Not the greatest spell, but it's actually decent for anti-push, I suppose. Got out with the ice bat. Disruption. Macro-fire. A blink. Is that a blink? No, he just walked in. A walk-in Shiva is got love from Tidehunter, but mech is there as well. So Mith Trust already used their mech, I think. Can't really push without their ultimate, so they're just going to back up for now. And of course, the Ags refresher was used by Razor, so another seconds on the refresher.
I'm wondering what item he needs to go for. I think he just needs to go flat out hard and just try to stay alive. Go in the middle of the fight, get living armored, use have the heart, use double ult. Try to stay alive. His BKB is on 6 seconds now, so he can have 11 seconds of BKB in the next fight if he refreshes it perfectly, which he probably doesn't, since he wants to run both Eyes of the beginning of the fight. See if he can pull it off. We're just starting to see Naga. I think, okay, realistically, if Naga gets her next item, Butterfly, probably, or a Diffusal too, I think the game's over.
Butterflies.
I just think the game is over.
Really good. Yeah, Butterfly would be pretty good. So, oh, interesting stat. Average match time for the Americas is actually less than SCA. That's probably that's mainly because of Mith Trust taking every game late game, I guess. But it's a little bit skewed. I'm assuming another minute and a half with the Roshan coming up.
Yeah, what's the average Myth game time? I'd like to see that.
Illusion, and this is that's obviously we talk about Shadow Demon's use late game all time, and it's one of those heroes that just doesn't taper off that much because you can always use the enemy's carry to your advantage. Aghanim Scepter now in Rubik, as we talked about last game, doesn't have the best Aghanims to steal other than maybe Eye of the Storm, but it really is about the cooldown. That is definitely true. And MVP's gonna group up. I'm sure Smoke will follow here shortly. Maybe not. They're grouping up. Naga Siren, obviously. And Nature's Prophet's gonna start hitting pretty hard here.
Yep.
Smoke is finally there, and they're going to be looking into Roche. Not quite. What is that? Yeah, what is up with the timer?
This Abba has boots of travel.
No, I mean the timer is just like not even there. That's weird.
It's crucial that
Abba ensnare. Gosh, he's already at half HP. He's going to go down before anything happens. Does he have a buyback?
Yes.
Going to be forced out. They might just give this mid lane, this mid rack back though.
Anyway, we're just going to go for another lane until he buys back.
Okay, he buys back, but they don't have a whole lot of right click for that. Overgrowth. Was it stolen? Again, it was stolen by Rubik. Tidehunter popped his Ravage with Hell.
He won't die
there with his double ultimate. Naga is the first to fall though for MVP, so you would assume they have to back up here despite the great play from Ryzen. They're not able to set anything up. Martin on the run. With all that armor, it's going to take a while to kill him, but it looks as if he will go down in the end. It's not sure how Naga got picked off so fast, Syndra. And bottom lane is getting pushed. They get the tier 3, but it looks like that's all that will fall.
Her Manta Style was on cooldown, and Snark got in with the Orchid. This is exactly what he needs to do. Good play from him. I think if you're Naga, you just hold on to the Manta. It's the only way she can die, I believe, against the Myth lineup. She uses her mirror image, she pushes with that, and if she gets Orchided, she just Mantas out. And then she can sing, but
She thinks so good.
she wants to go really, I almost want to say it's greedy to use the Manta for aggressive purposes in this lineup right now.
It's true.
Just play it safe here. They did force the Ravage. Roshan is up again, this time with him and Taller, but I don't know if they want to even go for that at this point. They try to push down the mid. Maybe they get the tier 3, but that's all. Razor has an ult.
Yeah, Naga's up in 2, so there's only so much damage you can do. Micropire and Ice Path that does so much damage. KYT trying to get out. Is he going to get it? Pops his BKB if they can get this kill. No, he's going to pop.
That wasn't even close.
His ultimate.
Stop getting excited.
How dare you, good sir. But of course he's going to heal up pretty damn quick. Death Prophet's ult should be coming off cooldown about 20 20 seconds, so they could re-aggress, but again, it's going to be 5-on-5. Can they replicate what they did last time? The Orchid, maybe he learns his lesson this time.
Ravage still 50 seconds on cooldown. There's going to be
true.
double Eye of the Storm in 60.
Let's trust the average match time. 41 minutes. Peace, son.
Right, it's pretty long.
In the tournament itself. So Miguel gets initiated upon it. Pops his BKB. Damage is not there though. March, nice force that's going to avoid the pounce. Ravage, like you said, another 35 seconds. So they don't really want to commit to a fight. And you have to feel like Mith Trust knows that the Ravage is down. They feel like they need to force that.
It's not enough for them to force though, that's the problem. To me, it's not so much about March's Ravage as it's about him just being alive and going in the front lines. He's causing so much problem. So, very problem.
Very problem.
Much challenge for Mith to fight into the Tide.
And now Nature's Prophet's actually doing some legit damage too, so.
Yeah, he's going to get the death. So I wonder if Tide goes Refresher, or if he just goes flat out for a Heart and then just front lines even more.
I would like a Refresher here.
It's going to be good. I think either is actually has.
We haven't seen too many songs into Ravages. Just because there's so many BKBs, it's not really the greatest combo.
Oh, this is huge. They're just going to steal this.
They're actually going to get this?
I want to call this a steal because, in my opinion, Mith should have taken this.
They're so spread out. How are they not even close? This is huge. That's the cheese too, right? That's the third Roche.
This is an absolute giveaway.
Wow.
This should not be happening.
Naga's in all likelihood going to take the Aegis. Who'd you put the cheese on here? Right clicker and Nature's Prophet? Okay, well the Aegis is going to Nature's Prophet, so.
Tide's pretty much immortal with the cheese, but they give it to Naga.
I suppose that's
She's
probably
the one who
better
has the most health.
Yeah, so Naga, it's not like you're not going to have time to pop the cheese at some point, so.
It's a good choice. Now she can play aggressively with the Manta if she wants. So there's not there isn't a single stun on the Dire to prevent her from using that cheese, apart from if Slark gets the perfect timing on the bash.
It's the grouping from MVP. Are they going to take this 2-0? This is insane. Going up grand finals in this SC qualifiers versus Aero Gaming, which has dominated most teams. The reason I thought Mith Trust might fare well against them is because the matchup they had against Aero was an absolute Trust favor, so perhaps they have them figured out to some degree, but could have been a fluke like you were talking about. And again, Mith Trust just, they don't show up half the time, so they're not the most consistent team. Here's some damage applied to the mid-racks, lots of illusions, necro units as well. This is a dead rack with the necro.
Tide's taking really big damage here.
Blade Nail is popped as well.
Big
Shiva's to follow. Ice Path. Slark's just right-clicking. There's the Ravage. Eye of the Storm is actually stolen from Rubik. So 2 dead right off the bat, but one of them is an Aegis, so he'll be back very shortly. Song of the Siren was cute, but he'll TP out just in time.
Jesus.
So MVP not able to breach this mid-racks. Actually, did they get it?
Warning, if you have epileptic tendencies, do not watch the mid lane. Because Razor is going to town with his
when Lakel's isn't the one being initiated upon, he just deals so much damage.
Yeah, he is really crazy. But they're starting to be able to kill the Titan. What are we looking at?
I can't control the camera, so I'm guessing they got mid-racks completely.
They got the mid-racks.
So the necro units did their job. So I guess MVP gets what they want. I mean, they have the late game too, so.
Yeah, they're in no rush, honestly. This is just like bonus for them being able to get the racks here. And just Nagas being so damn annoying, delaying the wave from coming in, doing significant damage to all the heroes with the Radiance Riptide. They're gonna try to go high ground now. Guess who's waiting? Mr. Macropire.
Yeah!
And they still don't have a pipe.
Yeah, that is really weird. That is really, really weird. But Ensnare's there for Lakel's. He's just gonna right-click
the tower.
No.
Still not getting attacked.
He'll get it eventually. And Lakel's actually forced out because he's at half HP already. Oh, but going so low with that Nature's Prophet's ult. And Lakel's, again, the BKB TP does nothing for him. Boom Belt dies as well. Do they have buybacks? 10 seconds left for Razor, but he doesn't even have enough money anyway, so MVP can force this into a second racks, perhaps bottom lane would be probably the right choice. Okay. He does have buyback now.
Gonna have to expend that. Ravage is 40 seconds on cooldown. Naga can TP in with Boots of Travel. Prophets, Necronomicon is on cooldown. Wrath of Nature 20 seconds. Rubik, Eye of the Storm is ready in 10 seconds, which could be really interesting for this push. And pretty relevant too. This is a tense moment. They have to buy back the Razor. There's no way in hell he's not going to do that. I'll buy back.
Now I'm questioning whether we're going to back
really
up here. Pounce is going to miss. Ryzen very, very aggressive. March pops his blade now, but he's taking so much damage. Cyclone to follow for the Death Prophet. Jakiro's not doing a whole lot with Lakel's BKB, but he's out in front.
Dire's bottom barracks are
Song
under
gets
attack.
everybody out for MVP. March, look how low he is. And everyone's gonna get out of dodge just fine. Butterfly now on Naga, so it just gets worse and worse for Mith.
Perfect sprout here from Forever.
It's not gonna stop that Slark.
That's a different fight if KYT hits his pounce. Because then Rubik just dies in the beginning, and yeah, sure, maybe the song comes out, but then at least they get a kill. Maybe they don't commit as many ultimates to that fight. BKB are just so good at resetting with their lineup. They didn't even have Ravage there, but just Song is enough. The BKBs on Mith are now so low on duration that Song can actually be popped when they're in BKB, and it's still going to have an effect a few seconds later.
The split push is now officially redundant.
On the hunt, Forever could be in trouble here, but KYT's not finding him.
He'll be fine.
Gonna live.
So, what do you think about him not finishing Abyssal? It's the Demon Edge instead.
What's the MKB against the Naga? But I'm actually not sure if that's the right call. Sure, you're gonna do more damage to the Naga, which is great because you can pierce the Butterfly, but I think in this case the Abyssal Blade might have been more useful just so they can single out a target, just lock someone down and kill them. The problem is that they're getting kited, not that they can't do the damage.
MVP smoked up, there's the MKB as you talked about for... If they can take out Razor here, this might be the GG. Because his buyback is not up for another 4 minutes. You're seeing the Leech Seed. March is chilling, he's walking in with his Shivas. X. Still has his ult. He's gonna use it. It's gonna hit 2. Rakel's very low, but Abba's gonna be the choice for MVP as they take him down. He buys back right away. Not sure if he has the ult as of yet. KYT trying to chase somebody. Rakel's is going down to these illusions, the snare, necro units. Rakel's ice path trying to keep up from the tree and protect him. Right, he does fall in the end. Rubik steals the Crypt Swarm, but I'm not sure this could be enough. Nature's Prophet buys back. He'll be TPing very shortly. March getting extremely low, but they just can't quite kill him. Abba again, this is going to be a second death. Disruption. TNK getting extremely low as well. Abba. The Cyclone himself to cheese into effect. Ay, ay, ay. And Abba's going to go down. This might be GG in MVP's favor. Slark was very low, but gets out. The buyback from Shadow, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. This should be GG in favor of MVP. Well played. Really well played. And with this Nature's Prophet dealing so much damage on the back end, and they're not focusing him at all, they continue to focus Tidehunter. I don't know why. But either way, there's the Sheep and Snare, KYT. Goodbye. TNT's the last to survive, but he's not going to do anything for his team. So this is going to be GG. MVP going 2-0. I predicted this. Predicted it, bro.
It's over.
So they will head up against Arrow Gaming 5 for the grand finals of the SCA qualifiers. But this was a much closer match than the first game. I thought Mith played decently overall, but
And you know what's
Else
fun
was
about
one
this?
that caught out over and over.
You know what's really interesting about this is that if you look back a few months, people would have said there's absolutely no way in hell there's going to be a Korean team at TI4. No
Sure,
way in hell.
that's-
And
yeah.
they just made it.
It's a good story.
I think beating Arrow is going to be much, much harder for Korean Dota, considering how relatively short time they've had, considering their scene, who have basically mostly been playing against each other and
Yeah.
Zephyr. What are your thoughts on this? I'm not sure what to
Korea going or this game?
say. Both.
everything.
It's scary about Koreans going because like they've been dominating like almost every game they touch. Now they're getting into Dota and no, yeah, like I said, no one expected this. Just how fast they're able to like from like okay they're bad to like all right they're going to TI now. It's really impressive. So it's scary. Next year, Korea maybe, who knows? We'll see. But this game in particular, I thought all as a whole, everyone on MVP